Welcome to beautiful Morocco. Today I have the honor to be part of this Yamaha press launch of the new Tenere 700 and the Tenere 700 Rally. Here in the middle of Agafay Desert, we get the chance to test ride and compare these bikes up against each other on gravel roads, and just the perfect conditions for these kind of machines. Join me in this crazy adventure and let's see what we can make of it. We kick things off with a warm welcome. Drinks and dinner with the crew before heading into the official press briefing. There's where we got to meet the team behind the event, connect with some true legend from the Yamaha racing world, and dive deep into the upgrades on the new bike. They walk us through every detail, from the first launch of the Tenere back in 2019 to where we are now with this impressive 2025 version. It wasn't just about specs and features, it was about the passion, the purpose and the people behind it all. This was actually my first ever press launch, and honestly, I'm blown away. The history, the effort, the dedication, you really start to understand that the Tenere isn't just a motorcycle, it's part of something bigger, a community, a family. And that is what resonates with me a lot.
Oh, first day and so many expectations.
The day started early. Breakfast at 7, followed by safety briefing and rider registration. Once everybody was checked in, we split into 4 groups. 2 of the groups would head out on the Tenere 700 Rally Edition before lunch, while the other 2 would start with the standard version. After lunch, we'd switch, giving everyone the chance to ride both bikes on the same trails for a proper back-to-back comparison. I was in the last group to go out, which gave us a bit extra time before the ride. That meant more time to get familiar with the new controls, dial in the settings and tweak the bike to our preferences. With good help from the Yamaha crew.
Good thinking.
It's quite convenient,
really handy, very easy to do when you're riding.
And then, of course, for regulation, from a law point of view, we need to consider safety very, very carefully. So you may say, can it, as convenient as a rider wants it, we cannot make it.
Okay, so when you turn it off, it will default back.
Okay. No. When you turn the key, then always, this is the law, it will always return an ABS on.
Okay.
Right? So then you need to do long push again to go ABS off. So I would recommend, if you're riding and you do a stop, you just do like kill switch and then you start again and the ABS.
We start with the off-road section. Best is you start with the off-road with the ABS off. Okay?
Thank you.
You push just here.
And off we go. Finally, to just step over the bike and take it for a spin has been something I think we all have been waiting for the last couple of days. And it did not disappoint. And I think this is probably one of the things that surprised me the most after this test ride. How capable and agile the original T7 felt like compared to the older version with the suspension and everything. The upgrades they have done to the suspension on the new model feels much better, and it's much more confident in even the loose and sandy bits and all the dumps and whatnot. I do feel that the stock suspension works much better on the upgraded, on the newer version compared to the old one. And we really got to test it out in some proper off-road riding, in some sandy conditions, and also on some really good tarmac roads with a lot of twisties where we had the chance to feel it out how the gas response was. And that is also one of the things that I personally really liked, and that is the ride-by-wire and the 2 power modes. When you try that on the off-road settings, I really like the dynamic feel of the original or the sport mode, but on the twisties on the road I felt like the Explorer mode was much better because it was not that abrupt on and off. And there was a couple of people there from other magazines and whatnot, reviewers, that told me that it was a little bit more snappy on the mechanical feel on the old Throttle, but for me it was completely the opposite. I feel like the new ride-by-wire is one of the key upgrades on this bike. We had a photo shoot in some really twisty roads, and one of the things that also impressed me a lot was how much better the gas response in cornering is. Because before you need to kind of modulate the clutch a little bit because the feel of the in low RPMs was a little bit janky on the mechanical throttle. But on the new one now, you can just stick it in second gear and have a lot of fun in the corners. You don't need to modulate the clutch. And after some really good riding, we went for a spectacular lunch at a hotel I can't remember the name of. And the food and everything was just so well organized. And yeah, an amazing first ride out with the new machines. And after lunch it was time to switch. Then it was time to head over to the rally version, and this is probably the one that intrigues me the most.
Ooh. But I can't reach the ground.
So what can I say? It's been an absolutely fantastic day here in Morocco. The off-road tracks we've ridden on today are just on another level. I'm blown away. The impressions are so many. The bikes are great, the environment are great, the temperature, everything has just been such an experience. It still feels like a brand new bike. The suspension is the same, but just the throttle response, the feel of the bike, how you sit with the extra tall seat, just fits me as a tall rider really, really well. There are tons of specs. I'm not going to dive too much into. I'm just here to have a great experience. Try to show you all how fantastic it's have been. There will be a lot of information online about all the small nitty and gritty. I will try to deep dive into the things that are the most of value for me. The throttle response is direct, smooth, but you have two modes on it. The one is much more smooth and the other one is much more sporty and dynamic, and you have like the direct feel, and it's really fun to just go aggressive on the gravel. The controls and the dashboard and the menu to switch modes is much better than it was on earlier with the scrolling wheel and whatnot. It's much more intuitive. I will show more in detail as well. But there's something with the ergonomics of the bike. There's something about how you sit inside the bike and how you stand on the bike that feels much more aggressive, if that is the right word. I like that the clutch is angled forward about 35 degrees, and the clutch cover is much smaller, so you don't bump it with your foot. That was an annoyance on the old version. There's so much to talk about. The headlight is fantastic. The ABS button doesn't work quite as I thought it would with the dongle thing I have on my World Raid. Now you need to preset your ABS settings in the menu, and because of regulations, every time you turn on off the switch, it will reset. So every time you turn it on again, you need to hold the ABS button, and then it goes back to your pre-recorded settings. And I think that is a good thing. And it's so easy to flip in and out of the menus, so it just feels really intuitive. And I was quite surprised how much better it has become. And it's all we known from the old Tenere, the Tenere lineup. Everything is just, they have kept the heritage pretty much the same, but still they made a new bike. All those subtle and small details they have improved just makes it a much better bike. And I can confirm it does not feel as top heavy as the older version or the World Raid. So it's been a long day, a lot of nice photo shooting, and it's been a lot of nice riding with amazing people, great people from Scandinavia and Italy and around the world actually. No, not around the world, around Europe. And there are some really good riders here. One of the ambassadors from the Yamaha racing team, and I'm a little bit starstruck, to be honest, and I just feel like, that little boy from Norway coming here in this company and have a chance and have a shot on riding these bikes, it's a dream come true, and it's such an honor to be here. Now, I'm gonna get myself a well-deserved shower. I'm actually gonna drink a beer, or maybe there is Jack Daniels here, I'm not sure. I'm gonna join the guys, have a great time, getting to dinner soon. And I'm cover more of this later.